Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Abomination Goddess podcast, where we celebrate the fact that we don't fit in and refuse to let the world dim our light. Each week, we dive into the mysteries of intuition. We create a space to explore the knowing that lives within you, and we lift the veil so that you can see more of the real world around you. We believe that being your authentic self in a world that tries to silence you is the most radical, magical thing you can do, and we are here to support you. With me, as always, is Casie Halseth. She is the author of the Abomination Born series. It is a fictional portrayal of her real life experiences with the mystical realms. Her action packed books are full of lessons, insights, and calls for other Abomination Born folks around the world to start connecting, which is what we do in our podcast each week. Casie was born into a Norwegian Hungarian matriarchal family. Listen to that, everybody. She was brought up in the old ways where earth and spirit are closely aligned. Casie learned what she knows from the teachings that were passed down by the women in her family, as well as beings who visited her from other realms. She is an award winning public speaker with decades of experience, and I think that you will find by watching the podcast and reading her books that she just effortlessly draws her audience into her lessons, both in her books and on the stage. So, welcome, Casie. So
Thank
good to
you.
have you. All right, who am I? My name is Ashley Kim, and I am a neurodivergent chaos agent from the Midwest. I celebrate and honor the messiness it takes for women to fight their way out of controlling social, religious, and family systems. I wrote a book called Villain Era Goddess to help women on their journey to set boundaries, build confidence, and heal themselves after a lifetime of living in what I call doormat mode. It is a very honest and open look at what I went through and the tools that I used to survive my villain era. I went through my journey alone, and so I wrote this book so you wouldn't have to go it alone. I will be riding this crazy roller coaster with you. Yay! Welcome everybody. Awesome. I'm gonna change my background real quick. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, this way. And here are my other two books in the background. Okay. Awesome. All right. So we start each week with show and tell, and we have some really cool stuff. Well, I think we have cool stuff every week, but all right, I'm gonna share my screen. Let me know if you can see this. Um, do you want me to go first since you have so many
Yeah,
cool things?
yeah.
Okay, I will go first. I think all my stuff's up here on the top. Okay, yeah. First, I got a new journal. So each morning I try to write down three things I'm grateful for, and it's time to get a new journal. And I love it when I move on to my next ones. It just feels like I don't know, like I really am closing a book or closing a chapter in life. So this is my new one. I'm very excited about it.
I love it. I remember the feathers stand for air, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
that stands for thinking, and swords, in the tarot swords
Hmm.
or
Yeah.
the spades.
Oh, yeah. The cards. Yeah. I love that.
So it's a
Oh,
good
thank you.
thinking journal.
Yes, that's what I need. Okay, so I wanted to talk about first I just show my little junk journal that I created for the Omen Days with Deborah Burris. So
Yeah.
and I showed this before, but I just love holding it. But it's basically leftover cards and wrapping paper from the holidays, and then I use that to create my little journal, and then that's what I used to pull cards each day for the 12 days, the Omen Days. And I was just like mid-year going back and looking, and I love it. So for example, one of the cards that I pulled, I have a like a stone oracle card set. And so I pulled one of those each month. And let me tell you, when I go back and reflect on the stone specifically, it is exactly what I needed that month. Like it is like that's what I needed. So anyway, when we do it again, we will let everyone know when we start the Omen days again, but I really encourage everyone to do this. Um, and then the other
Yeah,
thing
I
I'm gonna,
love doing the Omen days. I do it
yeah,
myself.
yeah,
I
um,
do it on well, every Sunday for sure. I pull up what I did for each Sunday of the year. And
yeah,
so,
yeah, yeah. Yours is very intricate. What you're doing, yeah, I love
yeah.
it. Um, so today, what I did because I wanted to use the charms and bones from the Panthera set. I think that's what it's called from
Uh-huh.
Stephanie Brown. So I drew a circle and then I put, the lines to make it into quadrants. And I did this in my junk journal on a day that I forgot to even take notes that day. And then I put my charms on there. But I think I'm going to do this during the Omen days as well as pull my cards because I really liked this. And so this is what I got for today. But I just wanted to show everybody how simple it can be, I think maybe is the point of this.
Yeah.
I I feel like, you see people and they're like, I have my brand new tarot cards and they're so cool and they always are really cool. They're beautiful. You don't always need all of that to get your message for the day or the week or the month or whatever. So anyway, I just wanted to show that.
Yeah, I love that. And what kind of stone is that white one? Is that a
I don't
howlite?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'll send you a better picture of it. I don't know what the stone is. It wasn't written down. I guess I could Google lens it. I don't have it with me. Otherwise, I would just look it up real quick, but I do like
Okay.
that.
So if I
Okay.
were to read that one, the way you did the stones on there, the bone, the base of the bone is over in the pentacles, and that's where you've established something and you're manifesting something. But it
Hmm.
looks like you're taking what you're manifesting and bringing it over to the right, where
Yeah.
where you're starting something. So you're taking a skill of something that's finished into something that's brand new. Is what that is
Yeah.
saying.
Like
It's
I'm
you're
st
starting
yeah.
something brand new, and then with the little drop of the stone on, taking that little brand new into this, and again, it's a rounded stone, which is water into that bottom quadrant. So you're
Yeah.
taking that brand new thing that you're doing, and you're bringing in some kind of emotion to it.
Hmm. Yeah.
I,
Yes. And
I
then what do you
love
make
that.
of the tooth, the fang up
Oh,
here?
is that what that is? Okay,
Yeah.
again, now tooth, bone, all that they belong in that left quadrant with the manifestation with the pentacles. And
Mhm.
so since it's off, way off, then we're into timing when it goes
I
off.
was wondering about
So
that.
that
Okay.
yeah, 2 o'clock. So that's at 2 o'clock. So a little further out than uh, 2 months. Well, maybe 2 months away. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Depends on how you figure. If it's right on the thing for 2 days away, a little bit further out for 2 weeks away, 2 months a little at the edge of the paper, and since it's off the paper, it could be 2 years, but it could be
Okay.
2 months.
Yeah. When I first
And
saw it, I was thinking years.
you were
But
thinking
yeah,
years. It
yep,
could be.
yeah.
It could
So,
be.
and then I
I,
also, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say I like to pre-tell the universe what I think my quadrant is, how the rings go out, so that
Yeah.
because so that your angels and everybody who's helping you, or
Hmm.
they know that you'll know what they're trying to tell you.
Yep. Yeah, I like that. That's what I'll do next time. Because that's super helpful. But yes, when I was looking at this, I was taking it as I am starting something new, but with all of my experiences and my
Yes,
knowledge, and I get to use
yes,
it. And then
yes,
I also feel like I'm starting it with like almost like a stability under me this time,
yes,
and
yes,
like a grounding. And
yes.
then the tooth or fang, I take that as uh so as like dig in if you want it kind of a thing, like get aggressive. The meaning in the Panthera set was like I think it was like, hold on, like violence or something. Um, I wrote it down what it meant in there. Aggression, violence, and anger. Um, but when I was, I don't know, I rewrote some of the meanings for myself, and the way that I rewrote it was, if you want something, like you have to aggressively go after it. You can't
Yeah,
be
yeah,
passive. And so
yes.
that's the way I took this. So I don't know. What do you think?
Action. Yes,
Yes.
action.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
action. And since that tooth is off the paper out there at the 2 o'clock, maybe 2 years out there, that means that whatever you're working on here is going to be in 2 years. It'll be like no big deal. It'll already be,
Ooh. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. That's what my first instinct was, to take it that way. And then I was rereading the definition of like the aggression, anger, and I was like, well, I don't know.
Action. Some,
Okay.
action is aggression.
Okay,
motion,
yeah.
action.
Okay. Yeah.
But with
So,
but but since you've got that little howlite stone going into the emotion area, that's tempered, so whatever it is,
yeah.
we're not talking anything mean or anything.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's how I took it too. I took it as like I have a really good foundation. Um,
Yes,
and that I'm going to have to remember that I have a really good foundation. So
yes, yes.
I just love doing these. Okay, two more things. So I did another intuitive doodle the other night.
Love it.
Thank you. I just love doing these. They're so fun.
I,
Um, okay,
I
I'll
don't
let
doodle
you.
anything like this. My doodles are just awful.
Well, I look at examples because I wouldn't know what to do. But I look at examples and then I just go do my own thing. Do you want me to tell you what I see or do you want to
Yes,
say
no,
what
you
you
tell
see?
me. Yeah.
Okay. So as I started, I didn't see anything at all, which I think that's just how it goes. And then once I started putting my little flower petals in, I started to pay attention to how many petals I had, how big the center of the little flower was, and then also just how big the circle was. And to me, it started looking like almost like chakra alignments in my body and how they were off center or not the same size. And you can see that like it doesn't line up perfectly yet, but I felt like it's pretty close. Um, and then I was looking at the shape of the petals in each one and how some of them are fatter, some of them are smaller. There's a tons of other ones. Um, and I didn't get a feel for like if those should match at all. It was more of like maybe this is just how those different vibrations look. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's how I took that as I was doodling this one.
When I saw it, I had read earlier something today on Instagram or something, and it was talking about water lilies and how water lilies start out, their little bulb is deep in the mud, and they're down there dark in the dark mud, and eventually, they have all their roots go down, and then their stem comes up, and once they come up to the top of the surface, doesn't it look like they're all each one of these is sitting in a pool, and
Yeah,
like water lilies in a pool, and so we see them in the light, and yet we can't see what they've grown through. They've come out
mhm,
of this dark muck and they've come to the top because water lilies are found where it's a lot of muddy water,
yeah,
we
for
the
sure.
weedy area. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
I,
Yeah.
I yeah, it's really beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, I love, yep, that was perfect. Thank you. I just love these.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay, last one that I have here. This is on Facebook, but I don't know who to attribute this to, but it says, can we please stop associating darkness with evil? Close your eyes, dream state, meditation is darkness. Night sky, universe at all times is darkness. Plant a seed in the ground to sprout, and you planted it in darkness. The new life that a mother carries, the child is formed in the darkness. Darkness is the breeding ground for creation. What are you afraid of, and who taught you to fear it? I love this so much.
Yes.
And I have so my I'm slowly working on my inspirational minis, little books that I'm putting on Amazon. And so I'm finishing my Earth Oopsie one, but I have two others that I just kind of work on at night. And one of them was a story of a person who gets shoved deep down into the dark um, as a stepping stone for others, not realizing that when you shove something into the dark, you're giving it everything that it needs to grow and become,
Yes.
something amazing. And I think that's a good reminder for us. And so I was working on that last night, and then I
Yes.
saw this morning, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. Like, I love any timing, anytime, things go together like that.
It
Uh,
is. It's wonderful. Yes,
yeah, so I had to share this one because it is so true. Um, Darkness is not bad.
exactly.
Okay, that is all that I had.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's go to the milk one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, like I said last week that, I had a gallbladder surgery. It's been an event.
Yes.
Anyway, one of the things that is recommended maybe is to make your own yogurt or have yogurt. So this is what I came across on YouTube or someplace. This lady, you just take a crock pot and pour in a half a gallon of milk. Put the lid on, turn the thing on low for 2.5 hours. Don't lift the lid or anything after that.
Mhm.
Set a timer, and then after 2.5 hours, add a thing of yogurt. Oh no, wait, no. After 2.5 hours, then you unplug the crock pot, and then you have to let it sit for 3 hours, and it's just covered. It's not. It's just got the cover on it. It's not wrapped
Mhm.
up or anything, or you don't have to do anything to keep it warm. For some reason, milk needs to just sit like that for a while, and then after
Okay.
the 3 hours, then you add the yogurt to it, and just this is just a Greek yogurt, 4 ounces.
Mhm.
It could be 6 ounces or any starter that you have, as long as it's active yogurt. And take a little bit of that liquid out of the crock pot and put it into a bowl, and then add the yogurt into that bowl and mix it up so it's not so shocking to the yogurt,
Oh.
so it doesn't go hot too much right away, just a little bit. Anyway, then pour that into the crock pot and stir it up a little bit. Then you cover it, and it's still unplugged, and you put a bath towel around it. And 12 hours later or the next day, you've got yogurt.
Woohoo.
And when you dish it up the next day, don't stir it because it's going to be set. You
Mhm.
can stir it if you want to, but kind of scoop it out. Or
Yeah, like a
I
protein.
have plenty of room in the trailer refrigerator out here because there's nothing else in there. So I just took the crock pot and stuck it in the refrigerator. I've got a half
That's
gallon of yogurt in there.
I would have done the same thing. Did you add any flavor or anything to it or?
No, but this one, whatever flavor the yogurt is, that's the flavor it'll take on. And I made
Oh,
another batch of it, and it has this is vanilla yogurt, and I guess I prefer the plain,
okay.
because then I just eat it. It's kind of soury taste, and I kind of like that.
Yeah. You like that?
So when it has this vanilla flavor to it, then I add some jelly to it,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
um, or
Yeah.
applesauce or something like that to whatever my serving.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at this. I'm gonna try this.
It's so
But
easy. Oh my God. I was doing all these other things before, and this lady, she has this YouTube video, and oh my God, it's so easy.
that's what I need. Easy.
Yeah.
We made
And you can use your the what you made, you can save a little bit of it to make another batch, or you can buy your
oh,
yogurt each time. If you save your yogurt to make to turn it into a starter, a little bit to be a starter, it'll work for about 4 times, she said. And then after that it'll stop working.
okay. Okay. Well, that's good to know. That is so
Yeah.
cool.
I haven't tried that yet.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll get to after after this one.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I love that. We have a mulberry tree. Well, the neighbors have a mulberry tree and it goes into our yard, so we picked some of those off and we made I think it's pronounced chiang. Which basically you put it in a jar with sugar and then you shake it. And then it eventually turns into liquid and you let it sit for a few weeks and you drain out the berries. And I'm thinking that would be really good
That'd be
in the
really good.
yeah.
That would be really good.
Yeah. Woohoo. Okay, thank you for
Okay.
sharing that.
Yeah. Let's go to the wolf fur.
Oh yeah, this is
This is what
beautiful.
Deborah Burris made. I got this at the Mystic South
Oh
in
my
Atlanta.
goodness.
Isn't that
That's
beautiful?
beautiful.
That's on the back side, and on the other side, it's rabbit fur, and so it's still getting acquainted with all my stones and everything. And
Yeah,
eventually, I'll have a place for it that's just for it.
yeah. Um, what is this over here? This
Oh,
stone.
yeah, that is a form of coral. Yeah, that's a,
Wow.
a form of coral. Yeah.
Oh, that is
And
so cool.
in our stone readings, coral is in the pentacles section. So you speak with the pentacles. And whenever you have coral and there's a whole lot of coral together, that means working with a lot of other people. So manifesting with a lot of other people. So whenever I need to do something with a lot of other people, then
Mhm.
I will reach for this one. And then also
Oh,
notice the circles kind of,
yes.
so so with feeling, I'm working with other people and there's going to be some feelings involved.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
so
that's so cool.
I use my stones are working stones. I mean, I pull them out when I need them, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I need help with something and I'll
Yes.
pull
I
out
love it.
one of my stones and put it
I
to
love
work.
your collection. Yeah. It's time to clock in.
Okay, let's go to the stone picture, the one that's right below your black about the yeah, that one. That. I don't know if you can make it out, but on the left side, that is an agate, a blood agate that has been shaped into a point, a tower,
Hmm.
and there's a little bit of a druzy toward the top of it. And I have it sitting on a selenite slab.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then the other two in the middle are citrine, and the one on the right is also citrine.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, the one on the right is a citrine that has been made into a tower,
Oh, wow.
and it
That's so
has
interesting.
druzy with it. But the other two are natural citrines, and finding natural citrines is very difficult. It seems, a lot of amethyst is heated, and then once it's heated, it will turn yellow, and so sometimes,
I
uh,
did not know
you know,
that.
it's hard to find sometimes true citrine.
Hmm. Oh, interesting. I,
Hmm.
so many things I did not know that. These are
Yeah.
gorgeous.
But I still like the citrine that's made because then that goes into the pentacle section. That's like a form of art. Someone learned how to do it. They took time to heat it up, and so it's been
Oh,
worked.
yeah.
So if I
Yes.
need something in the pentacles section, I need to manifest something, I might choose to pick out man-made citrine.
Hmm.
But when you're dealing with a natural citrine, it's uh, this is in the pointed form, so that goes over to this is a natural, these are natural points with the druzy,
Hmm.
and they go over to the beginning, the wands section.
Okay. Wow. They're gorgeous.
Yeah. And they're getting happy on that slab of
Yes.
selenite. And the next one like it, there, I still have my
Yep.
citrines there, but next to it on the left is
Oh,
moss agate that's been shaped into a tower.
wow. That is beautiful.
It is beautiful. I really love uh, moss agate
Hmm.
because
Have
it's
you
been
been?
shaped. I use it'll be in the pentacles, and
Okay.
also because it's in the green that's in pentacles, and that's manifesting, getting things, bringing something to fruition.
Okay. Yeah. Have you been getting a lot of the, oh, I was gonna call it a tower. What's this shape again? That it was shaped into?
A tower, I
It is?
think
Okay,
so.
yes. Have you
Yeah.
been getting more towers lately? I feel like, or you,
Yes, I have. And Al
yeah.
picked all these stones. Al picked them out. I didn't even know it. Some of them I didn't see till we got home. And so, yeah, so he
Oh,
picked these out for me. So
yeah.
he's,
Good job, Al.
yeah, he's got pretty good instincts of what I need.
Hmm.
And then the other one, there's this, I think there it is. Yeah, that
This
one.
one? Okay. Look at all
That's a
this.
howlite. That's a howlite tower right there. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh my gosh, it is
Now,
so beautiful.
howlite, of course, it's a tower. It's man-made. I mean, it's been shaped, man-shaped. So that's in the pentacle section. But now, when you're dealing with the white, that is your higher, consciousness. But since this is solid, as instead of like clear, like a clear crystal, since
Uh-huh.
it's solid, we're talking about bringing, manifesting. This is saying manifesting something, bringing something of the spirit realm into the real world. Manifesting it.
Oh, that gives me
Yeah,
goosebumps.
you're
Yeah.
bringing that in, and notice it has black in it and white. So you're talking about the shadow. and the upper and the lower world. You're bringing it all in. I
Yes.
just love it. I just
Yeah.
love it. And then
Oh,
there's my little pouch with Panthera's bone set from Stephanie Brown.
hmm.
She's
Yep. I just saw.
they're still getting all acquainted there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think mine took about 2 weeks, I want to say, before I
Yeah.
felt like they were ready.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay, you want to go to the picture of the upside down baby at the down below? There you
Oh,
go.
yes. I didn't see it. Okay. There it is. Let me make it bigger. And this is from Soul Science Connect.
Yes. Yes. I I think I just saw this today. Maybe it was yesterday, but uh, my husband's getting his ear. Uh, uh, they're called seeds, where they put these little pins in the ear and they leave them in the ear,
Hmm.
and it helps with his muscles. It helps with his knee pain or leg pain or whatever. It's
Hmm.
been very effective. He's responded really well with it. But
Ooh.
this is an old-fashioned way of looking at the ear, and when uh, grandma would look at the babies when they were born, that was the first thing she'd look at is their ear. And she could tell what would be wrong with the baby or what was right with the baby because it should look, the ear should look like an infant inside there.
Mm.
And so if it doesn't, if there's something that's not right on it, she knows right away.
Yeah,
Or
like
she would
where
know
it's wrong
right
at.
yeah, where it was wrong. Yeah. She was always right.
That is so cool.
Yeah. And this lady, this therapist who works with Al, she's got a book and she looks it up and
Hmm.
she'll see, oh yeah, this section of the ear deals with the head, this section of the ear deals with the knees. And so if Al has a new pain somewhere, she pokes him with that thing and puts a little tiny miniature band-aid on top of it to help hold it in place so it'll stay there
Uh-huh.
for a few more days.
Yeah.
And
And then does the
it,
skin grow over it after that, or does it fall out?
it falls out. And all of
Oh,
the
okay.
ones that she uses are all made of gold. So
Oh,
Al saves them all.
yeah, I
Whenever
would too.
you find a little shiny thing on the carpet, oh, find
Yeah.
this little,
Here, see.
little tiny thing.
Uh-huh. I would save it too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow, that is really cool.
It is cool. I'm so glad that the VA is open to this type of therapy because it does
Yes.
work. For some people, it does work.
Yeah.
And for him, it definitely does.
Yeah. I'm grateful for
Okay,
that.
then let's go to the page that says today. Let's see. Yeah,
Is it
might be
this?
no, not that one. Up that, no, yeah, that one. Persephone's sacred fruit. Yeah.
Ooh.
What is what is per, Persephone's sacred fruit? Okay. Hades wanted to make it more difficult for Persephone to leave the underworld. We all know that story.
Yep.
And gave her some delicious underworld fruit, and that was the pomegranate, and she ended up eating some of the seeds. And
Mm.
because Persephone ate the pomegranate seeds, she wasn't able to disconnect herself from the underworld. And it turns
Mm.
out then that's why we have a winter, and that's why we have summer. She goes back into the underworld during the time um, that winter comes, and then she comes back out for the rest of the year. Well, I got to thinking about that this morning, and Eve, the story of Adam and Eve and the apple. Well, the
Yes.
serpent has Eve or convinces Eve to eat the apple. So she
Hmm.
just has a bite of the apple, and that connects her to the upper world. So
Mm.
Persephone has connected all of us to the underworld, and
Hmm.
Eve connects us to the upper world. And
Yeah.
both of them are red fruits. The apple is red, and the uh, pomegranate is red, and that's a grounding color. That's it.
Yeah.
That's like an anchor. So we're
Yeah.
being anchored to both the underworld, our shadow self, as well as our upper self. So Persephone and Eve are in us, holding us to fall in love with both worlds. And
Yes.
Persephone eventually does fall in love with Hades and the underworld. She takes her job very seriously. And
Hmm.
everybody here on the upper world, we love our world and we take care of our world also. And so,
Yeah.
with these two fruits, our women have held us anchored to both the underworld and the upper world.
Yeah. I love that. Oh,
Yeah.
makes me feel good. Oh,
And then you had said something about Hecate's Day.
oh, yeah.
I think, do I have a page on that? Or maybe I didn't
Is
put
it
that in there.
okay? I have a book
No,
and I
no, not
have, oh,
that.
wait, hold on.
Oh, so maybe I didn't put it on. I'll
Oh,
just
okay.
I'll just read it to you then. Next, well, on the 13th is the ancient festival day for Hecate, August 13th. And
Hmm.
then the night of November 16th is her day as well.
Yeah.
And of course, I've mentioned this several times that always on November 17th, I've always felt the presence of the bright and shining one. That's what we used to call her. That's what Grandma would call her instead of
Uh-huh.
Hecate. She was called the bright and shiny one. She was as bright and shiny as the full moon. And
Mm.
so on the 17th, and I had no idea that other people knew about that day. And turns out that's one of her days as well. And
Mhm.
August 13th is her other day, but on August 12th, I've always felt that way on the eve of August 12th
Like it's
as
getting
well.
started. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And that is next week, everybody.
yeah. Is it next week already? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, I think so. Let me look. Yes, it is next. The 12th is on Wednesday and the 13th is Friday or Thursday. Good grief. Yeah,
Okay,
that is so.
we, we can go to that picture of the book, the beast, from the beast
Oh,
to the
yeah.
blonde.
I want to hear about this. Okay. Let's see here.
Oh
Let
my
me
God, this is a book.
get
And I can only read a little bit at a time. This would be like a college book that you might take on women's literature or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of those kind,
Yep.
but I absolutely love it. It's by Marina, Marina, Marina
Yeah.
Warner.
I would say Marina. Yeah. Warner.
Marina Warner. Okay, I
Yeah.
love it. Okay, go to the one page that I have there for it. The-
Oh, that's from this book? Okay.
yes, there it is.
Oh my goodness. I love this. All
Okay,
right.
so this is like back in the 1300s. I don't know if you guys can make this up, but these guys, this is a old woodcut, so that somebody has put this shaped onto wood and then they would make prints. So it's for a woodcut print. And this was
Yeah.
posted all over the place, all the men, in the bars and things like that. They'd have
Yes.
these.
Oh, yes.
And what it is a woman, her head has been cut off, and her head is being held by one of the men, and the other guy is pounding it. And it says, as he's pounding, "I will make you good," declares the doctor as he hammers out a wife's head on the anvil. "Husbands
Yep.
rejoice," says the assistant, while another woman with mouth open waits her turn. Oh no, oh yes, she's off on the right hand side. If you just see her on the edge there. And this is the sign outside the smithy. This is a popular 18th century woodcut from Normandy. Takes up a satire against blue stockings. I'm not sure what that means. Feminists, scolds, and other opinionated women of almost 100 years before.
Isn't that just
Like,
crazy?
yeah,
We've
yeah,
been dealing with this shit for a long time.
yes, yes,
I
yes. And
gotta
they
look
wonder
up
sometimes why we get so upset.
because of this.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, I need to get this book. How you said you can only read a little bit at a time. That's how I am with
yeah. It's not one I
the
can. Yeah,
yeah, the women who runs with the wolves or whatever that book is. I can only do a little bit of that one at a
yeah,
time too.
yeah.
Yeah.
The artwork in this book is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
yeah. I
love
mean,
it. How did you
this
find
cover
this?
painting. I don't remember, but boy, I'm glad that I got it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. All right. So we have gift
To the
orders.
um uh, go to the order picture again. Yeah.
Okay.
And let's take a few minutes just to talk a little bit about gift orders.
Okay.
And here's an example of when I say how the gift orders are, that would be your visual, audient, knowing, and feeling. We talked about this
Mm-hmm.
a little bit last week, so just to go on a little bit further. And for me, my first one, the highest one there, would be visual, and then next comes audient, and then next comes knowing, and the last comes feeling on me. And Ashley, your first knowing, second visual, third feeling, but maybe audient and feeling. You're both really high. Yours is really high at the end.
Okay.
And then go to the picture of the wheel there. So today, the let's just touch about the significance of boundaries and what that means um, for these different gift orders. And like
Yeah.
for instance, I'm first visual. So when I walk into a room full of people, my my boundaries are very strong. Visual people have very high boundaries. Boundaries are important to us, like speed limits. When we see a speed limit sign, to us that means a speed limit. To
Mm-hmm.
a person who's a first knowing, uh, it's more of a suggestion. Private property signs are more of a suggestion to a knowing. Uh, the people of the water, uh, the cups, the those people, it's just like the ocean. It comes in and out. It wavers with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then the audience, also sound carries everywhere. They really don't have much of a, as far as their sound goes, that's their boundary. So
Mm.
visuals are, if you're in a situation that you need to pull up your boundaries for some reason, or boundaries need to be important for you, then call upon your visual nature. And that would be the pentacles section. So there's several different things that you could do. For instance, if you're like a first knowing, second visual like you, then you
Mm-hmm.
might pull up something that's jewelry, because that's a manifested thing. Someone has brought that into fruition, made that. And if
Mm.
you need to have some boundaries, grab your jewelry, whatever it is. Maybe grab your even just a watch, something that someone has taken time to figure out how to make, to
Yes.
pull up your visual nature, which is your pentacles section. And
Okay.
each one of these, that would be the easiest way to create a boundary for yourself. If you're if somebody is talking to you about boundaries and they don't like boundaries, why do people have boundaries? They're going on a tangent about it,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to be a little bit more empathetic toward them. Then go into the water section or the cups section,
Mm.
and by doing that, uh, think in terms of take a moment and just think of a fish, for instance,
Mm.
or think of a living coral or something that lives deep in the water, like a whale. Just bring that to mind, something like that. Anything, maybe even take a sip of water, anything to do with water, and that will help you to be okay with somebody who is talking against boundaries.
Okay.
See how you
Yeah. I
can go
mean,
across this thing to use the circle to help deal with a problem in real time.
yeah. And then for the feelers, so for the audience, it was you said boundaries were kind of like how far their sound can go. What was it
Yes.
for the feelers again? I
Feelers
missed that
is
one.
like the ocean goes in and out. So sometimes, the shoreline is right here, and then we have high tide and low tide,
Yeah.
but it goes in and out, goes in and out. And
Oh my gosh. So for a high feeler, that would be a very good thing to know about yourself because you might feel crazy if you don't know that
yes,
it can ebb and
yes.
flow like that.
Yeah, one time you walk into a room, and so here's your boundary. One time as a feeler, you walk into a room and you can feel everybody's emotions in the room.
Mhm.
And another time you'd walked into that same room with the same group of people and you were just fine.
Yeah.
So it ebbs and flows. Sometimes it's back further. inside yourself. Sometimes it's out and catching on everybody else's, and sometimes it's back inside you. Sometimes it's at low tide. Sometimes it's at high tide.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
The
What a
feeler
good thing to know.
nature, this is in all of us, and that feeler nature is highly susceptible to the moon. you know
Yes, that's what I was just gonna ask.
yes, highly susceptible. So when the moon is moving me into where I have no boundaries, or
Hmm.
I'm relating more than I want to with somebody else, and they're thinking
Yeah.
that's not having a good enough boundary,
Hmm.
then I will go for something that's man-made. I will go for like those points, those stones that are points. They anything where somebody has worked on it, or fur or bones of any kind, or
Oh,
petrified wood.
yeah. Yes. Okay. No, that is good. That is good. For the audient people, their boundaries are as far as their sound carries.
Yeah.
Does that, I guess I'm assuming that's different for everybody.
Yes, somebody might have a big booming voice, and
Hmm.
so way out there, they walk into a room and they've got this big booming voice, and they know that they're not going to be affected by all those other people because their voice is big. But if you've got a really small voice, and that day, we have our days where we have small voice and big voice.
Yes. Yes.
So on the day that we have the small voice, we can easily be our boundary is almost non-existent, and we can pick up everybody else's problems.
Yes. Yeah.
And
And
so
feel like you
again,
have a
always go
yeah.
back to the pentacle, because the pentacle section is the number one helper for boundaries.
Yeah.
Grab your
Yeah.
jewelry, touch your ring, you know,
Yeah. I love
something
that. I almost want
man-made.
to get yeah, like a little tiny sword shape out of a stone or something on a necklace
Yes,
and
yes.
keep that as my
And not
my
only with those kind of things, but handmade outfits, like a crocheted something, even something that
Oh,
someone has knitted, or
yeah.
anything. Grab your skirt, you know, something,
Yes.
and recognize that someone put some effort into this and made this,
Yeah.
designed it. Someone, made the fabric, designed the fabric, everything.
Yeah.
Anything
I
to
love that.
get your mind into that pentacle state, because we all have it within us,
Hmm.
and it's very helpful. It is very
Yeah,
helpful.
that is good. Um, I think I've never thought about boundaries in this way at all.
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
really makes everything make a lot of sense because for me anyway, I can feel kind of crazy of why don't I show up consistently, you know?
yeah,
And I mean, honestly, isn't that the lesson of life? There is no consistency. We're always on the wheels turning, but
yes,
it's yeah, and I just think of sometimes this is why Western psychology hasn't always been helpful for me, is that you are in, therapy, you're held to a standard of the accountability is that you're consistent, you know, and that is your threshold on if you're doing well or not. This is completely different. This shows you that, you are going to ebb and flow. You are going to have a big voice or a small voice. You are going to have all of these things, and there are tools to help you. And it doesn't mean that you're failing at anything. It just means, oh, this is where I'm at right now, so I have to do this instead. And this is
yeah.
where I'm at right now,
Pull up
so I
the
have to.
other nature.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, this is amazing, amazing news for myself. I love this. I
Yeah,
have my
and
computer.
most therapy is based on, for if you're first visual and second feeler. Most all education is, and therapy, everything is based on, and those are the ones who will follow the rules, and
Yeah.
they're not going to hurt your feelings. Whatever you say is fine. I'll work it out. And
Yeah.
uh, almost all therapy is based on that. And anyone who has first knower, if you're an intuitive knower as your first, and the boundary issues come up, they will right away call you ADHD, which you are, but that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. No.
That's just the way you take in information, and
Yep.
that's the way you deal with it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. It's a lot of information at once.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, I love this.
yeah.
Um,
There's so much to this, and maybe each week we'll just pick out something and discuss it. And by the time everybody will be so sick and tired of hearing about these things.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if anyone ever will be sick of hearing about it. You know, having someone give you a definition of something that you know but you don't have words for, or like you don't know how to communicate about, that is such a wonderful tool to have. So
It
no,
is a
I think this
tool.
is,
Yeah.
yeah, I think this is wonderful. I
It's
love
like my
this.
little tool chest inside myself when
Yeah.
especially when I'm with my husband, he is a first knower.
Hmm.
He's a knower feeler. And when he will his knowing kicks in and he will just change the plans. We've got all these plans and he just changes it and we go at a wrong time. We do everything different than I had planned out, visualized out. I saw it in my mind we were going to do it this time. Well, I will pull up my knowing nature, and
Mm.
that's where the air is. That's air.
Hmm.
So I'll get out a feather, or I'll do something. I'll fan myself. You know,
Oh yeah.
I'll do something that pulls up my own knowingness because I know
Hmm.
that Al's synchronicity. That all knowers have a wonderful synchronicity. No matter what time they do something, it'll come out just fine.
Yeah.
It'll
Yeah.
work. It'll work out.
It will.
Yeah.
And you're right, it does. It always works out. It leaves everyone else around us wondering what the heck's going on, but
Yeah.
it does work out.
and,
Yeah.
and down the road we'll get into all the tarot that comes with it as well,
Yeah.
and how that's how you go deeper into it,
Yeah. I'm excited about that. Um, yeah, this is
and
just
then how to do
wonderful.
stone readings with all these things too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're gonna be unstoppable after we learn all this, after you teach us. I don't know, I keep going back to the ebb and the flow and that things change. And to me, I just hope everyone really caught on to that. You know,
Yeah,
how
yeah,
many times do we feel like a failure because we can't replicate something, or and the point is that you can't always replicate. Like, you literally, just like you can't replicate a full moon during a new moon. You just can't. And you're not doing anything wrong. It's just you adjust for what the phase is. And yeah, anyway, I keep talking about it because it just really impacted me today. I love this.
yeah. And for me, I like things to start on time. Everything has to be perfect timing. Just do this, do this, do this, because I'm first
Yep.
visual, very strong first visual. And I tell you, sometimes it gets me in a lot of trouble. It's kind of like, do it my way or get out.
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah.
I'm high audient. So I will say it out loud, but
All right.
everybody's not doing what I told them to do. And I have to pull up the little water that's in
Yep.
me. I have to pull
Yes.
that up.
That is so funny. One of my good friends, I watch her do this with me all the time, where she'll say, "Okay, I like," basically she'll say, "I know I have to give up control here." So, but yeah, she'll like kind of talk it out. Well, like what you just said, the audience side, she'll talk that part out and be like, "Okay, I know this is what I planned, but I'm going to go with the flow." Like, just kind of talk it out verbally with me. And I do try to stay on her schedule as much as I can so it doesn't stress her out, but sometimes I just can't.
And we should all bow to everybody like you who's a first knower, the intuitive knowers. Their synchronistic ability is uncanny.
Yeah.
When they know when something should start, they know how the timing of something should go. Even though my visual nature says it should be such and such, I've written it out. I've got the list.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm
And that's what
wrong.
gets me in trouble. Yeah, because I'll even in my job, I work on very creative projects, and I will list out this, and this. And then I get into it and I'm like, oh, all that's wrong. We got to do this instead. And I come out with something completely different and it's better. But if anyone is more visual, um it's very frustrating to them because they're like, well, that's not what we talked about. And I'm like, but no, this is better, I promise.
Right. And you
And
know
I
that
can't
this is
always do
better.
that, but yeah,
Yes.
yes. But yeah,
Yes.
sometimes I have to stop myself. Even if I know it's better, I don't want to upset other people. But yeah.
In those situations, then grab onto some jewelry that's handmade, that someone put a lot
Mhm.
of time and effort into it, a lot of facets on it or something. I mean, something that's really hard to make.
Yes.
I pull up things that are really hard to make. And that's why
Yep.
I do love, I go to the stores and I'll buy hand embroidered tablecloths. Even if they've got
Yes.
stains in it, I don't care. I'm after someone who does impeccable embroidery work where it's
Yes.
beautiful on both sides. You can hardly tell which is the front, which is the back.
Yep.
Because
I know
I'll
exactly what
grab
you're
for
talking
that.
about.
And I grabbed it the other day. I had my hands on it because someone had put a lot of work into that.
Yes.
And it
Yes.
really helped me.
Yep. I have a collection of those downstairs. I've never thought about why I can't leave them alone, but I do the same thing. If I
Yes.
can find a pillowcase with the embroidery on it, oh my gosh, like my day is made and it will be my favorite pillowcase until it falls apart.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those. Oh, yeah, we have so many embroidered things and I don't like I just keep putting them away with all the other ones. I'm like hoarding them, but yeah, I love them. Like you feel it and it feels
Yes.
so
Yes.
good.
Yes.
Ugh,
Yes.
love it. Awesome. Okay. Well, this was amazing. Thank you, Casie. I like how you're slowly kind of pulling us into this, and I think
Yeah,
this is really
it takes a while to digest it all. I mean, I've been working with this since what, 87? Yeah, 1987 is when we started with this. And so I've had a few years of really understanding it and digesting it and taking it
Mhm.
in.
Yeah, yes, I love it. This is good. And yeah, everybody stay tuned
And
because we will
remember,
keep
anytime this
diving.
doesn't, you find yourself in a remember to choose again, where you
Oh,
rub on
yes.
your upper forehead right there and say
Mhm.
choose again to yourself. If not, just do that action. And you can
Yep.
sometimes shut down where someone else's boundaries, they've come
Mhm.
into you or something's going on. You can always just
Yes.
say that choose again. That's another tool that works really well. And
Yep.
that kind of puts you in the full position in the center. Let's start this over.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, that's wonderful. I love that. Choose again. Yeah, sometimes I'll picture a glass jar just slamming over me real quick if I'm
Yeah,
trying to be real quick about protecting myself. But
yeah.
um, yeah, I like that. Choose again. The whole point. Yay. Okay, thank you again. And then we will have more in the coming weeks. And then next week is Hecate Day. So I don't know, just stay open and see what you feel. And if anything comes up, journal.
Yeah, she's been around since you know, tectate, I think it's what they'd called the people the ship's captains used to carry little things of her.
Oh,
Um
really?
and it would kind of look like a key. And that would be the protection for the people on board ships, the sailors and things like that.
Yeah.
And then that was the Phoenicians, and then all these different lands all over the world called her by different names, but they all
Yeah.
agree she's the bright and shiny one. And
Yes.
she's
And she
she's
is.
one of the ancient titans from way back, and she has participated with us. She has not gone off someplace else and forgotten
Yeah.
about us.
Yeah.
In the Christian thing, the Father, Son, and Spirit, she would be more like in the spirit realm, the
Okay.
female.
Yeah. 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 Oh, I love it. Yeah. Very powerful.
Yeah.
Yes. Yay. Okay. That is all we have. Everybody, have a good week, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.